And we're on. Fun. We're good.
We're live.
We're live.
With another live with Mike and Jim. Welcome. This beautiful establishment we're into, I gotta at least say, is decorated like a little different than what I thought, but it's awesome. It's absolutely unbelievable. You wouldn't have thought this coming into Arts Landscaping, and that's who we're doing today with Live with Mike and Jim.
Yeah, I kind of figured it would be attractive on the inside. I drive by here every single day because Arts Landscaping is right down the road from Pip out of you, so I drive by Arts Landscaping every single day, but yeah, definitely really attractive on the inside. We'll give you guys a tour
very attractive
as to what it looks like on the inside. You'll see some of what they do based off what you see in here. But the reason we wanted Arts Landscaping, because everybody knows Arts Landscaping. All of you know Arts Landscaping. Arts has been around since 1977, and part of the reason Jim and I do these interviews is because we want to find out what keeps these businesses in business for so long. Because that's a big hurdle just to get to a 1-year mark, or the 3-year mark, and the 5-year mark, let alone 38-year mark. So what keeps these guys in business for 38 years? Well, a new owner took over a couple of years ago. His name's David Cook. We're going to bring him in today to talk about his take. He's been here for, I think, 14, 15 years, but he took it over 2 years ago. So we're going to find out the road that took him down that path here in a little bit.
Well, and I think some of what you see in their business, outside of this building, what you see here in the building is an indicator of the attention to detail that this crew takes into account. Fine detail. And you'll see that David, the person that we're interviewing today, he is not new to the landscape industry. No. But he is the new owner of Arts Landscaping. We only had this about 3 seasons he's coming into. And it's going to be really exciting. We had some time to talk with Art off of camera. You're not going to see him here today, but we got to get a little of the history from his point of view. 38 years this place has been around. Really exciting. So stay around for the words of wisdom. Those are going to be great.
Yeah, this guy's got a passion for landscaping. That's why he's been here so long. That's why he's decided to take over. Let's talk about this guy's story and why he got and how he got to where he is. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, welcome to the show for the first time. He is Dave Cook. What's up, Dave? Come on in.
What's that, right here. Thanks for giving us some time today. I appreciate it. Sure. This is my favorite color, purple.
I like purple too.
It's spring.
Color royalty.
So gotta go with it. And I always like talking about how people got to where they got to, because sometimes an opportunity just falls in your lap. Sometimes you just got to work hard to get to where you get to, and you just take little baby steps, and eventually you get there. So let's talk about how you got into landscaping originally and how you started working there in the first place.
Well, when I was a kid, I was a gardener. And I went to Olivet, got a degree in art, business, and then I spent a number of years in retail, like inside. And it was all good. I liked it, but I don't know, landscaping just appealed to me because I like to be outside.
Yeah.
So I worked for a number of years at a nursery in California. And when I moved back here, Art and Barb and I had been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
And moved back here from California, and Barb's like, why don't you come help us out? We need extra help because they're always busy. So I did, and got to know them better, and just found that this fits my personality way better than anything I'd done in the past.
Okay, so you just fell into it, and it just came natural to you, so naturally.
Well, yeah, the creativity part, the science part, I love science, so, botany actually is very alive and well in the process, and then the business part of it, all that appeals to my personality big time.
Okay, good
so
stuff.
It was a really good fit. And then I worked for Art. That was 2000. Worked for Art till 15, late 16. Then when I bought the business.
Okay.
Or early 16.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So you said it fits your personality, and for an owner, sometimes you got to wear a couple different hats.
Multiple hats all the time.
And you've kind of been through like everything from when you first came into the company. I'm sure dealing with all those. What are the things that drive you, give you energy working day to day? I'm sure you do a lot in the business, but what are the things you're mostly responsible for?
Well, direction of the business, certainly creative aspect in terms of designing landscapes and taking situations and remediating whatever needs to be done. I'm at like 11 on the scale of 1 to 10 of extroverts, so I completely feed off the energy of interacting with lots of people. And so we have a lot going on in this office all the time because that's my personality.
Well, let's get interaction with a lot of people.
Okay.
Live audience, do us a favor, share. You guys are tagged on a bunch of streams. We're here with David Cook, the owner of Arts Landscaping. He loves getting energy from interacting with people like you. So give us the shares, give us some likes. Let's help them get some extra exposure, get you interacting with some new people.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about how you guys started, and as far as how you took the business over a couple of years ago. How did that opportunity fall in your lap, and what came about there?
Kind of fall in the lap is a good way to put it. I mean, I've been working here for 15 years, and Art had talked a couple times about stepping back, retiring, And at that point, I was like, do I continue in this business? Do I buy this business? Do I find a new thing to do?
Yeah.
And, you know, the more I thought about it, one day I just said to Art, you know, I think I want to buy your business. I think it fits me, and I can't think of anything else I want to do right now. So it has fit me even better than I thought it did at the time. It's all the aspects that I was already doing, plus more, clearly, because I was helping him manage his business for several years as he was winding down a bit. So it just fit me, and it seemed like the right thing to do. And so we worked out a plan and launched.
And I got launched. Did you make any changes when you took over, or pretty much everything was already set in its ways?
Oh, an awful lot of things were set in the ways, but you know, it's like everything else, like technology changes all the time. So the changes weren't like, oh my God, I've been dying to do this kind of thing. It was more like we need the electronic way of formulating plans and schematics that we can take to our customer. When Art and I started this, or when we were working together, when I started here, everything was by hand. You did all your drawings by hand. Everything was very interactive, but technology's changed that. You can't afford to do that. You can't spend that long on one particular thing. So we bought equipment, we bought more computers, more programs, you know, fancy printers that make you crazy, all the stuff. So technology-wise, it wasn't like a change. It was more like just keeping up with the times.
I see.
And then I'm a real, like, focused on the decorating part of it, as you can tell, because we do, with my partner in the flower business, which you'll see eventually, we do flowers, we do interiors, we do a lot of different creative projects. So, you know, we remodeled the office. It's been 15, almost 20 years.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
So we remodeled a little bit, but, you know, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things we've learned as Jim and I, we've been doing these videos for about 40 weeks now. You got to adapt with the times. As your industry changes, you got to change along with it. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind. That's kind of like what you've been doing with technology and how you help the business grow.
Yeah, new regulations come along all the time. We got to adapt our equipment to new regulation. I mean, it's you know, constant.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So what's the, you know, I always ask the question, the viewers that are on here, thanks for joining. If you're just live now, we're here with David Cook of Arts Landscaping. Getting to the question of what's the day in the life of a business owner? You got a lot going on here, and you're talking about new projects, staying ahead of the times. You know, what's your day-to-day look like? When are you waking up?
5:36, sometimes 7 if I can push it. But in the season, we're here by 7. So, you know, it's what I love about this particular kind of business is that it's very cyclical. So we go through a very predictable business cycle. So we're like right now we're in the pushing out estimates, selling the season out. So we're creating designs, we're working with customers to get projects on the books. So that'll be 2 or 3 months. You do that throughout the year, but really we're in a couple month period where that's what we spend all of our time doing. We've got crews out doing work, but we're not completely ramped up yet for the year. So that's this season. And then we'll get into summer where we've sold most of our year out and we're just about making sure those projects get completed how we want them. We're out adapting. This is me. I say we, but there's more than just me doing this. And then fall will wind down a bit. We'll go through another cycle of estimating and doing new designing work that carries us into fall, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, when we'll kind of really slow down again, because once the snow flies or it gets too cold, we can't work anymore. So then our interiors and our flower business really takes over for a period of time. Okay. And then January, February, March, it's mostly travel time. It's vacation time. So we're working really long hours during the season.
Yeah.
And so so what I love about this business is that cycle. It's predictable and it's never the same. And you just when you're sick of, you can't do one more CAD drawing, you don't have to anymore. You're on to the next thing. Yeah. So there's like 2 to 3 month cycles that go throughout the year, and then we have a nice break in the middle of winter.
Awesome.
And so that fits my personality. I'm real project focused, and I like things to have a beginning and an end. And so we're not the kind of business where it's kind of the same routine day after day. It's not at all, ever.
Good stuff. You know, when you're a business owner, you don't have anybody holding you accountable. You don't have a boss looking over your shoulder. And you got to stay self-motivated. You got to be willing to work without being supervised. And a lot of business owners might struggle with that sometimes. What keeps you motivated to keep this business growing when you're the guy at the top?
Yeah, it's just personality.
Because you're obviously doing it every single day. You're hustling every day. What keeps you motivated to keep on hustling?
You know, I don't know. That's a good question. It's just my personality.
Yeah, it's just the way
you just got to be the right person for the. And I love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's almost never a bad day.
Yeah.
Managing employees is probably the most difficult thing I do because it doesn't fit me as well.
Yeah.
But otherwise, everything else about the business fits me. So it just feels like I get up and do what I'm supposed to be doing. So I don't know. There's no particular motivating factor. Right. I mean, obviously, paying the bills, making sure that all your employees are going to get paychecks. That's motivating to some degree. But really, if that was it, that'd get old.
Yeah, when you're doing what you love, I guess that's enough motivation.
Totally. It totally is. That's exactly what it is.
Well, let's talk about the kind of customers you attract, because not a lot of people, might not have the extra money to spend on landscaping, but for some people, if it's important to them, they'll spend that money on landscaping. So what kind of customers do you tend to attract?
So we have premium customers who want very elaborate projects, and we love working with those people, but we kind of fill wherever someone. We do a lot of like new homes where you have basic footprint, newlyweds. You have to do a lot of those. We do high-end premium stuff all the time, but we do a lot of small projects too. What we like to do is build relationships. So if a customer buys a new home, we want to work with them the next 10 years. And if that means we got $1,000 project each year, that's fine. Or one big $10,000 project, that's fine too. But we really want to be interacting with the same customer, especially in a small population as our county is. You've got to really retain customers. So our thing is about building relationships. And so we don't care if it's $1,000 project or $100,000 project. We kind of just give it everything because we know next year those $1,000 project people will be back. Yeah,
they do get everything. And that's why they've been in business since 1977, because they've given everything over the years. Word of mouth has spread. The word's out. Arts Landscaping is the way to go, and that's why they've been around this many years.
So before we get into some of the words of wisdom, we're going to look around this place so that the viewers can see how beautiful we're sitting in.
Downright gorgeous.
How do we help you out with the audience that we have? We'll see thousands of views on here. What's the perfect client for arts right now? Someone who are watching this video, how could they help out a business person that's providing jobs and helping families? And how do they help you today?
If they got a project they've been thinking about, it's been on the back burner, and they just are a little overwhelmed by it, we're very knowledgeable, experienced. We can come out and talk you through options. We're not just about selling you a thing today. We can talk through options. We have a lot of experience in this office. Different people who know how to do different things. If it's a drainage issue, if it's a make my yard pretty, if it's I need an outdoor living space, we love to work with people who need 2 or 3 options to fit. And we're pretty good at like customizing stuff.
Yeah. Plus you can give them ideas they wouldn't have otherwise thought of themselves. They might have an idea, but with your experience.
Right. We can say that's a bad idea. That's a good idea. Here's where we could enhance that idea. Absolutely. I mean, that's the beauty of hiring someone who does a particular thing all the time. And so that's, we can provide it.
Why do you think it is people want great landscaping? Is it just to have a good looking setting? Is there
there's a lot of variety there. Some people just want a beautiful place to come home to or to be in. Some people are concerned about market value of their home or their business or whatever it is, and they want to either just keep up what they already have or they feel like they need some new curb appeal. It's valuable to people because it does add value to your property, to your real estate.
Makes sense.
And then a lot of people just want something that reflects their personality. Yeah. So there's a variety of reasons that people use our services.
Add value to your property by coming to Arts Landscape.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, words of wisdom before we get this tour.
Words of wisdom.
So we usually ask everybody that we have on here, whether they're a new entrepreneur, new business owner, maybe they've been in business 38 years.
38 years.
From what you've gathered in, which is very valuable experiences, what would you give for words of wisdom for someone out there looking to get into business?
Oh, to get into business.
Or maybe even they're in business, depending on your take on it.
Don't force it. When the right time comes, your experiences they'll be there. You'll have something to draw on. And then you just got to be really bold, and you've got to be like willing to take all the risk. I mean, that's just part of it. And it's a little scary. Yeah. Everyone, big contractors, little contractors, everyone's awake in the middle of the night sometimes.
Be bold. Take a risk.
There you go.
Good stuff. Okay, well, the tour. You want to give us a quick tour,
give a little commentary?
Sure. Let's take this off. Here's the entrance here of Arts Landscaping. So we're on Larry Power Road, right down the road from Pit Bite. There's Jim right there. Remember Mike, Jim, right down the road. Arts Landscaping. It's facing Larry
Check
Power
it
Road,
out.
too, so you can't miss it. If you're driving down Larry Power, you're not going to miss it. Here's the building.
Get the sign out there, Larry Power. Mo, what's happening? We're at Arts Landscaping. Creative Custom Flowers is in the back of Arts Landscaping. That was the other business that David Cook and his partner own. Here's what it looks like when you're walking up. You walk right in through that entrance.
So, Art, give us the tour. Say we're just here for the first time, and you want to give us a tour of Arts Landscaping. What would you do first?
Sure. So we have a display area over there that displays different kinds of hardscapes. Okay. This looks a little leafless right now, but we try to make it very pretty and inviting. And so people going by, and we'll add to this over the years. We have a water feature plan out here. We'll add to that over the years, but we try to keep up. It's a kind of a weird time of year because it's not warm enough to have this all lushly planted like we typically do. But anyway, typically you get some ideas just walking in, and you can see what kind of things we're working on. You walk in, this is the young lady that Tracy first.
Look at that nice smile, Tracy. Nice smile.
This is Tracy's station. She keeps track of our security cameras.
Keeps track of all the security.
Make sure that nothing's going awry.
Nothing goes wrong when Tracy's here.
Yep, there you go. This is Jimmy,
Jimmy's here.
Head designer,
Jimmy.
Head guy.
Yeah.
And his little station, which is always a mess. And this is Louie.
Hey, Louie.
Louie is our mascot. He's always around greeting people.
There's
eating.
Louie.
He spends a lot of time going in and out and eating. That's kind of his thing.
Well, it's a nice life.
Louie's very good at his job, huh?
My office also kind of a mess, but
where all the creativity takes place.
I have a lot of windows here, so I can keep track of what's going on.
Yeah, they say that if you have a creative office, that you think more creatively as well. So they say to have a creative office.
It was messy. So, and it's messy. So, take you down the hall here a little bit, a couple of rooms. This is Art's office. He's hiding.
Art's actually here right now,
he's
too.
Busy working.
He's busy working.
Where we do a lot of client presentations in here, consultations with weddings and funerals, right, and then layout. And Jimmy connects up all of our electronics so you can see everything and change things in real time.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, real nice.
Thanks. Our conference room.
You guys that are just joining the live stream, we're here at Arts Landscaping. You're getting the tour of the inside of this place.
The guys come in every morning and clock in. We have time clock, time sheets, notes, all the stuff you have to have. They clock in, they get all their instructions. We also have safety meetings in here with some regularity. This is where we spend more time with our guys. At the moment, it's guys. We sometimes have ladies employed as well. Yeah, she doesn't.
Right, we're gonna come back to the flower business. We're just gonna keep cruising by. Hey, Jose, we're in the back of the shop of Arts.
This is our shop where we store tools and equipment all the way through. Sometimes cleaner than others. We try to keep it clean.
Goes way back there.
This is the fruits lockers where they keep their tools.
A little bigger than the lockers at the gym, huh, Mike?
Our backyard, we struggle all the time to make it tidy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
All
there is
the
a
trucks
lot.
Pretty much are out now. Okay. There's a couple of them here. In our trailers. This is our greenhouse, which is full of chickens and peacocks.
Chickens and peacocks are back here?
Chickens and peacocks.
It's a mess, but in the winter,
hey, guys.
Wow. Yeah, pet chickens and a peacock?
Yeah, a couple of them.
There's peacocks back
A couple peacocks and Bourbonnais.
This gets full of plants in the summer. Come on, girl.
You guys made it for a very special part.
Wow. Okay.
So
what do you do?
Jose Smith is going to need some landscaping on his new house that he's building. Jose,
pets, or how come you got
reach out to Dave right here.
We eat the eggs. Actually, I cook breakfast for the guys usually about once a week, and we use all their eggs for breakfast. So.
Look at that.
The peacocks, I don't know, they just hang out and be pretty.
Hey, they're back there.
Peacocks. Huh. Wow,
Peacocks?
Peacocks hanging out back here, huh?
At Arts.
Okay.
Then we have our greenhouse where we keep the tropical plants in the winter.
Greenhouse where you keep
Tropical
This
plants.
whole thing gets to be plants in the summer. So
I just got one more question for you. You know, I can only imagine why you kept the name Arts Landscaping, but when you took over, did you think about changing the name at all, or did you just think Arts Landscaping because everybody knows Arts Landscaping?
It's an established name.
Yeah.
There's a good chance over time. We redid our logo. We've redone all of our print material and re-logoed and painted all the trucks so they kind of reflect a little bit newer look.
Yeah.
But the name has great value. I think over time we might alter it to be more about art and landscape.
Okay.
But, you know, it's got to be a process. I don't want to lose track of all the 38 years.
Oh, no,
so,
yeah.
I figured
that name brand
much.
is pretty important here. So
Yeah. And you were a big part of building that name brand, too.
Well,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I think that's all I have for questions. We got a lot of viewers that were on here. Jose Smith, he's on my stream. Reach out to him. He's going to need some landscaping.
Awesome.
And we appreciate all the time. Dave, it's been awesome.
Thank you, Dave.
Mike, could you believe that we were going to run into peacocks today?
No, I had no idea.
I tell you what, we're going to leave you guys with a little bit of some furry friends and feathery friends
Thanks
here.
for watching Mike and Jim once again. We'll come back next week with some more. Coming at you.